Hello everyone, this is your girl, Sugary Girl Candy 2012, and I wanted to talk about this because it was requested, and uh, you know, friend asked me to give my thoughts or whatever I may on this situation. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do after I read an article, and then I'll give you my thoughts, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so let's see. If you haven't heard, Nintendo's launching a brand new handheld in October that takes the concept of the Nintendo 3DS and crunches it down into a 2D sidekick. Nintendo fans are two things, if nothing else, loyal and critical. Nintendo supporters absolutely love the brand, and that love can sometimes look a lot like hate when Nintendo pushes out a product that fans feel aren't up to their standards. Personally, for me, I'm not a handheld person, never have been. Literally played a handheld a few times, and that was back when it was called Game Boy. And I don't know, I just never became a handheld person. I don't know, not for PlayStation, not for Nintendo, not for anything. Always been a console person. Anyway, Nintendo has a lot of flops in the past. There was the Game Boy printer, which allows you to print out pictures you took with the Game Boy's black and white camera. Nintendo 64 Transfer Pack was a pretty good concept, but was completely underutilized by the console. Well, I personally, Nintendo 64, yeah, good console. How about We Speak? Finally, after 7 years of every other major console doing it, Nintendo has jumped on, and then fewer games use it than you can count on your fingers. Is a Nintendo 2DS going to be next on the list? It can't be that bad, but the internet is buzzing with negativity. Okay, so I pretty much already looked at the video. Nintendo introduced the 2DS to the world in a less than stunning YouTube video of under 1 minute long. Again, I checked out the video. Honestly, I really don't see any faults with it, but I guess, again, that's with me being a non Game Boy or 2DS, Nintendo 2DS and PSP person. But I'm just gonna give what I think about this situation. I think it's honestly, I think it's honestly not that bad. It's a little bit, cheaper. They say it's $40 cheaper than the 3DS, and it has backwards compatibility, and it'll take games that play on the 3DS and make them 2D or something like that. I think it's honestly good for people that aren't able to afford a Nintendo 3DS. Okay, so what I'm looking at, the Nintendo video received, the video received 1 million views, which is now, when I click on this link to the video, is now at 5 million views. And the dislike bar makes this thing look like a lifesaver. Good God, people will dislike. I don't. It's crazy. It say with over 30,000 people contributed so far. Yeah, and then when I went on the video, not only is it at 5 million views now, but Nintendo also disabled the ratings and the comment section, I guess because of the hate they were getting. And actually quite it's actually quite funny because Microsoft did the same thing when they were receiving all the hate and stuff with the Xbox One. They disabled their ratings and they disabled the comments and stuff like that. I think Sony are probably the only people that have never done that. It said with over 30,000 people contributed so far, it's probably pretty safe to assume that we've got a large enough sample size to understand if the gaming community likes or dislikes the idea of this console. It's not looking too good so far. The video is under 1 minute long because what is there to really introduce? Yeah, I agree with that. In a nutshell, Nintendo 2DS is a Nintendo 3DS without 3D capabilities and a price tag $40 cheaper, while there are other differences such as the design. That's the gist of its functionality. However, aren't Nintendo fans used to the company refreshing consoles with such light enhancements or differences? By that logic, it's safe to say that the Nintendo 3DS XL isn't too impressive either. And I agree with that statement because, like, they say aren't Nintendo fans used to the company rehashing consoles with such slight enhancements and differences and stuff like that. Not many differences and stuff. Because, the Wii U isn't getting much hate, not that I know of, from the Nintendo side of things. Nintendo fanboys or fangirls or whatever. And the 2D is getting all the hate, and the Nintendo Wii U isn't getting hate. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the Wii U has this, has HD capabilities now. But regardless of what, it's still just an upgraded Wii. So I don't know, man. This is crazy. But they say here are the cliff notes on the comments of that video. Is this an April's Fool joke? Okay, first of all, why would it be an April's Fool joke? Why would it be an April's Fool joke and it's not even April? So, I mean, that's a pretty dumb comment to make. I can just honestly understand if you just said, is this a joke? But honestly, why would it be a joke if it's something that people who can't afford 3DS would be able to afford? So, that probably, if I was a you know, if I used any of the Nintendo 3DSs and all that, I wouldn't honestly question it. I would be happy and say, it was good because now the people that can't afford a 3DS and the XL and all that other stuff can actually afford this and be able to actually get a game with it or something. So in my opinion, I don't see the joke in that. It's affordable to some people and blah blah blah. Great, now I can break my screen even easier. Well, I do agree that the design is kind of odd because of the fact that it doesn't close and like it doesn't, compared to the other, Nintendo handhelds, 3DS and all that, and extra large or whatever, XL. I mean, um, I do agree that it is kind of oddly built with like not being able to close, but they also did make a case for it. But I don't know how. I don't know, man. Maybe it'll do it some justice, some good. I don't know, but it does actually come with a case. But maybe some people don't want to spend money on the case. But then again, I really don't see too many people that own a 3DS not have a case with it. So, uh, I don't know on it. I don't know. Just give us some games for the Wii U already. Okay, well that I honestly agree with. Nintendo do need a They need to get some games pumping, man. Like, how long has it been out now? The Wii U was launched, and it launched a little bit earlier than anything else before the Xbox One and PS4 started being announced. What is it? What has it been, like a year? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I'm probably wrong. That it's been out and hasn't had many games, although it has games. I mean, besides the Mass Effects and Assassin's Creed, though, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have already played those games. So I don't want to honestly see why they would have the need to get a Wii U just to play the same games they already played on their PS3 or on their Xbox 360. So I agree with that part. The thing needs some games, man. They need some support, to tell them that they didn't just waste like $300 or $200 on this thing and it doesn't have no games. And who wants to honestly see the Wii U end up like the Wii? Like literally, with my owning of the Wii, we've literally only ever owned about four or five games for the thing, and that was Super Smash Brothers being one of them. And after that, it just really got no usage. Like literally just to watch Netflix on it before Nintendo started taking the thing offline. To focus just on the Wii U. I mean, so I don't know, dude. It said the 2DS is said to be designed for kids between the ages of 5 and 9 years old. Taking that into consideration, how many 5 and 9-year-olds do you think cared enough to click that thumbs up or thumbs down on the YouTube launch video? It's just something to think about. That's true, but there's also 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds that's smart enough to use YouTube, so you never know. The 2DS has a hard plastic exterior and no hinges that can break easily. The lack of support for 3D is also something I can imagine that target audience can live with. It's also being released at the same time as Pokemon X and Y, so it's pretty clear to see where Nintendo's going with this. It's still easy to assume that plenty of consumers outside of that age range are going to pick up the console, so it's great if it could appeal to them as well. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. I think the major point that bothers those outside of Nintendo's target audience is the price. For $40 less, you're essentially giving up the exact thing you'd purchase a 3DS for, and that is support for 3D games. And that's also a true statement. Although it's cheaper, and although it's cheaper for some people to be able to afford if they want to pay that extra to get a 3DS, they're basically giving up the 3D support for 2D support. So I can understand them on that part. So yeah, it's kind of like instead of moving upwards, it's kind of moving backwards. So I do understand on that part. In the eyes of many, the Nintendo 3DS, 2DS made a big mistake by taking a step back into 2005. That was the year that Nintendo had last had a handheld that was non-clamshell. I mean, I don't understand why they honestly though. This is another thing, another negative that I believe. Like, I don't honestly know why they have to feel they have to keep on coming out with so many handhelds and stuff when they need to focus on what they already have now instead of trying to keep coming out with new consoles and you barely supporting the ones you have out right now. I mean, I'm sure the 3DS has a lot of support, but I'm talking in terms of the Wii U and stuff like that. So they need to start focusing on you know those instead of coming out with more pieces and more handhelds and consoles and stuff. So let me see. The 2DS doesn't fold and everyone is going nuts over it. It's not hard to understand why either. This design leaves the device open and exposed to whatever is being carried in. Although I say it's kind of the design is kind of a nay and a yay because well, honestly I don't know. I don't think there's really a yay to it. It's just more of a nay because of the fact that how it's designed and the fact that you can't close it. And then what if somebody was to, you know, you would have it laying down, somebody was to accidentally throw something and then it hit your screen and cracks your screen, then you're fucked and you have to get another one. Or, even with it being in the case, what if the case isn't good enough to hold, to protect it and somebody knocks it down off the table or throw something again at it and it cracks, then yeah, you're pretty fucked, I guess. So yes, I guess it is pretty much a terrible design to have. So I don't know what Nintendo was honestly thinking when they designed it. Designed the 2DS. Um, Cracking the screen or jamming in controls would seem as if it would happen so much easier. Yeah, and when you take a look at the thing, it is kind of exposed. So, wow. The 2DS is a lot more balanced than the 3DS when held in your hand. This should make it feel much more comfortable, especially for their target age group. You have to hold the device closer to the middle. Another point is that internet connectivity can't be turned off by an external switch. You have to go into the software itself and enable or disable it. This is probably to prevent young children from accidentally turning Wi-Fi off while in a game, and it's a smart move in my opinion. I agree. As far as functionality goes, all that the console really has going for it is backwards compatibility with 3DS or DS games. To be completely honest, more has been taken away from this handheld than added to it. If you've already got a 3DS, I honestly can't think of a single reason why you want to pick up this. It's a handheld for younger entry-level gamers. I agree with that. If you already own a 3DS, then I guess don't pick it up because, I mean, like they said, it's pretty much taking away some of the features and aside from the backwards compatibility and the DS games, it honestly doesn't have anything to offer the people that are hardcore gamers of the 3DS. So this would be more, I guess, for people who don't game and, want to get into gaming or, for a younger age group, so it'll be something for them to have, I guess. So I guess, that's only really who it's targeted for, people who don't play games and want to get into gaming and young kids and stuff like that. But anybody else, I guess I wouldn't say no. I would say no due to the fact that, it took away a lot of the features and it's kind of like cheaply made. Honestly, that's what I feel like when I, looking at my slim PS3. Like, I miss my fat PS3 so much. But, like, I feel like with the slim, they took away, like, I don't know, the sleekness of it. Like, I actually loved when, not having a button to turn on the console. Like, I would just have to slide my finger on it and it would turn on. It would just be so slick and so sexy. But anyway, conclusion. I think it's a fine handheld, but the rest of the internet doesn't seem to agree. The majority opinion is that the design is horrible and it's clunky. It's useless compared to other consoles. It's too expensive and it's detriment to the development of Wii U. You've got to keep in mind that no one is forcing you to buy it. Exactly. So this is what I've been saying for the longest. Like, I don't understand people who bitch about things that they'll never freaking get. Like, I can understand if it's like concerned complaints and complaints that is needed to fix something in a game or on a console or something like that. Those type of complaints and bitching I can understand, but when it's just blatant bitching just to be bitching is when it's ridiculous. Because again, if you're not gonna pick it up, then why are you bitching about it? Why are you whining about it? I mean, nobody's putting a gun to your head and telling you to buy it, so you have no reason to be upset and angry. I really don't understand people like that. So yeah, what do you think of Nintendo 2DS? Is it a piece of junk or a step in the right direction to put Nintendo back into the hands of younger kids? Let me know in the comments below. So, my conclusion is, for this overall hate and for the overall design, honestly, the design is very, I don't know, it's very, I don't want to say normal, but it's kind of designed very weirdly, due to the fact that there's a lot of potential for it to be broken, and just falling off the table could break the thing, and just somebody accidentally bumping it or something or elbowing it or whatever can break the console, and then it's done for it, and you got to get a new one or whatever. And I honestly think all the hate that is getting, if the hate is coming from people who already have a 3DS, then honestly, again, you have no reason to be bitching, because I mean, you're obviously not going to buy the thing, and you're not being forced to buy the thing, so there's no reason for you to sit there and waste your time and your life bitching about something you're not going to obviously buy and get. So there's no reason for you to be on the Nintendo videos disliking it and leaving saying I don't care about this and blah blah blah. Well, obviously you do have some care, since you took the time to actually comment and give your thoughts about the situation. Again, like I said before, the only complaints that I can understand are complaints that have to do with if it's a complaint that like fixing something in the console or fixing something in the game, and it's actually messing with your gameplay and messing with your console, whatever. Those type of complaints I can completely understand, because the shit needs to be fixed. But it's when it's the type of complaints that for people, when people are just complaining just to be complaining and bitching just to be bitching, is when I call ridiculous, and this is when I start saying you people need to shut the hell up on that and stop the bitching and stop the whining, because you're not going to be picking it up, so you don't have no reason to be angry. You need to think that maybe they're not targeting the 2DS towards you. They're targeting towards the people that maybe don't game and want to get into gaming, or maybe younger kids, around, I wouldn't even say 9 or 10, because I'm pretty sure 9 or 10 would even know by then the difference between the 2DS and the 3DS. But maybe more, I would say more around 7, about 7 or 8 years old, I guess. 6, 7, or 8 years old, I guess, because, they just want to play games. They don't give a fuck what it is. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it, and won't you guys just leave your thoughts down below, what you think of this whole situation, if you're, you personally game on handhelds and stuff. Again, personally me, I don't game on handhelds, so I don't know, because the PSP, not the PSP, the what is it called? The Vita. Ugh. The PS Vita is, I don't know, they just introduced a whole lot of features for the thing, like the Vita TV, where you'll be able to actually play some of your Vita games on your TV, which is pretty awesome, and you don't even have to have a Vita with it. It's what I read up on, so I found that to be a little bit cool. So who knows what the future may hold. But leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys think of this whole situation. If you're a Nintendo fan, if you're a fanboy, whatever, just let me know what you think down below, and I'll be sure to get back to your comments as quickly as I freaking can. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting, and most importantly, thank you for subscribing and showing your girl some love, whether you like, dislike, whatever. Deuces.